And we're live.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's DFS Stats and Facts.
We're Mac and Mac.
Yeah, you said it right.
Not like no.
Yo, chill. You want to tell them why you weren't here last episode?
Oh, last episode. I apologize to all our loyal fans out there. All three of you.
There's not too many of y'all yet.
But I know y'all were like, "Where's Mag at?" But I had some family things to attend to, so. Damn, nobody said that, so no explanation needed. So I just wasn't here. Get over it. No, but I had some family things to attend to. But I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Stronger than ever. So, we about to get into another episode of that DFS Stats and Facts. Let's go.
All right, y'all. So, look, it's Wednesday night, man. We got a big game tomorrow. Thursday, another big game. NFC West. Seattle against the Rams.
Buttheads.
Jumping right into the defenses on DraftKings. You already know what it's hitting for tomorrow. Seahawks are 16th against the pass and 6th against the run. That's huge going up against Todd Gurley, who had 2 cheapies last week.
2 of them.
He only had 16 yards, but he had 16 yards rushing. That was a good catch. Speaking of catches, though, 54 yards off of the receptions with 2 touchdowns. Does he do that against Seattle's defense? I don't know, man. Cheapy touchdowns, I think he could do that against any defense. So I will put him in there. Todd Gurley is at 11.5. And
he's that low?
Yeah, he's at 11.
That's crazy.
11.5. No, you know what? He's at 11.5 on FanDuel. He's at 13.2 on DraftKings, and 8.8 if you put him in as a flex.
That's crazy. 11.5. That's really good.
11.5 is really nice. Yeah.
I guess they expected him to throw the ball a lot against his defense.
I mean,
it's prime time now.
Jared Goff got the targets for it.
He do.
Well, let's see what he does against the Seahawks defense. So that's my defense I'm going with.
You're not picking the Rams defense because Jameis Winston ran through him last week?
Yeah. Winston finally turned up. We
really
definitely going to talk about that on Friday's episode. Don't know on Friday. But Friday. Remember that?
Remember that.
Don't be late. But who you got, man?
I got Robert Woods. I think he's going to be big. He had a big week last week with Jared Goff. Almost said Russell Wilson, but with Jared Goff. And I think the trend is going to continue. He's going to go off again. I like the matchup that he has, secondary-wise with the Seahawks. I mean, they're 16th against the pass, so they're middle of the pack. And they're very big on stopping the run. So with Jadeveon Clowney in their defensive line. So I think that he'll definitely be throwing it, and I think he'll be throwing it a lot to Robert Woods. He's at 13.5 on FanDuel, I believe. Is that what he's at? Yeah, I got him 13.5. So he's very big. I would definitely maybe have him as your MVP. That's what I'm feeling. A little MVP talk. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna go QB, definitely go with my man Robert Woods. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of QBs, though, I'm going Russell Wilson, man. 73% of his passes have been completed. Last week, he was 22 for 28, 240, really and 1 touchdown. He already went over 400 1 week this year. I think it was week 3 or week 2. Yeah, this is week 4 coming up.
No, it's week 5 coming up.
Yeah, so week 3 he did that. So I'm going with Russell Wilson, man. He is a little hefty, though. 15.9 at captain if you're on DraftKings, and 10.6 as a flex. He only had 14.3 last week, but his numbers don't lie. Russell Wilson all day, quarterback-wise.
He's 15 on FanDuel, so he is heftier, but he's Russell Wilson. And I was just talking with my boy Ant earlier, and said it was good.
What up, Ant?
He was saying, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are one of them teams where it's just like, they keep it real close and then they just start exploding out of nowhere. So, definitely, look out for Russell Wilson. I think Jared Goff will have a good game too. I think they need to bounce back after giving up 55. I'm not picking him.
It is prime time, though.
It is prime time.
But
and I think he knows the implications of the game. They lose here, they lose top of the division. So I expect both of them to come out and play their absolute best football. I think the game is going to be really good. I think it's going to be similar to what we seen last Thursday with the Eagles and Packers. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Word. All right. Let's talk about we talked about Todd Gurley. Any other running backs?
Starting running back for the Seahawks, Chris Carson.
Let's go.
Yeah, I like him a lot too. I mean, the Rams, their defensive line is pretty solid, but you know, a lot of stuff that the Seahawks do with the read option and all that kind of stuff kind of opens Carson up to be able to do some good things. So I would definitely look into Carson. He's been having an okay season so far. Last week he had 104 rushing yards, so he didn't have any touchdowns, but that's promising. In a game like this where, you know, the Rams secondary is very talented in the red zone, it'll definitely go down to him maybe getting in there a couple times. So he had a good game last week.
Have a couple cheap touchdowns.
Yeah, he definitely could.
He might.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So I'm gonna go with I gotta bring up Disley. Will Disley. I still think people are sleeping on him. But Disley has been going off. Week 2 and week 3 alone, he had 10 receptions week 2, 119 or 79. Actually, I'm sorry, that's 79. In week 3, he had 11 receptions for 154 and a touchdown. He is 9'4".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
But man, I mean, his fantasy value has really just been really crazy. 19.5 and 15.2 in the last 2 weeks. Literally, he was 15.2 in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that's really crazy. Disley, man, definitely have him in your lineup. He's really cheap. So I would definitely pick up Disley, put him in there. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's really a no-brainer. I'm also feeling like you should definitely, if you could be a tight game. Defenses are really good. I like both defenses, even though the Rams had a little game last week. But I think they're going to bounce back. They have some good corners. Kicker, Greg Zuerlein. I like him a lot. You know, he's a reliable kicker, and you know, when these division games, sometimes they can go either way. You know, big scoring or heavily tight defense, where the field goal kicker is kicking 4 or 5 field goals, 3, 4 or 5 field goals. That's a lot of points. So you definitely want to look out for maybe flexing the kicker underneath. You know what I'm saying? In your last spot, I'll just flex the kicker in there because he might give you 22.
You never know, especially if it's a tight game, man.
Yeah.
You want to at least get one kicker in.
Yeah.
At your own risk with 2 kickers, same as 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's up to y'all. We're not telling y'all to do that. Because if one of them have a bad game, guess whose lineup is trashed. So you want to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And it's called Stats and Facts, and I believe I read off the wrong stats. For Disley, I think that was Lockett, week 2 and week 3, who had 10 receptions. He had 10 receptions. 79 yards and 0 touchdowns. In week 3, he had 11 receptions, 154 yards.
Shout out to Lockett. Shout out to Lockett.
Shout out to Lockett. Had to fix that up because I don't want you to be, what's he talking about? But Disley, those other stats, the fantasy stats, that was real. He had 19.5 and 15.2 back to back. So don't put Disley in there if you want to, and you're going to be mad because he's going to ball probably.
Big facts. If you just looking for fantasy-wise, somebody I would definitely look into who had a good week last week for the Rams. And if your tight end's on a bye week or injured or whatever like that.
I love Everett.
Yeah, I love Everett. I do. Boy, Everett,
favorite
man.
boy,
you know
Everett.
Not my favorite, but I really like him. He's been coming along more and more targets each week. Last week, he had 5 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. I expect that to, continue. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be patient, but, the patience is going to pay off, man. I'm just saying, if you got an injury out there, check him out. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying to make him your number 1 forever, but check him out. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Tight ends become big in these games. You know what I'm saying? Just like Disley. You got to have him in there.
You gotta have Disley has been on fire,
man.
Yeah.
Now, if you was talking about, for the money, put Disley in. But I'm talking about for your fantasy leagues that you play in, not just, for the money.
Do both
other
over
leagues,
here at DFS.
So for your other leagues, definitely Everett. He's definitely going to be something nice.
All right, last one. We'll give you one more. NFL Network's telling us to sit him, but it's prime time. Y'all know how I am about prime time. I think it's going to be a little different. I'm going with DK, aka DraftKings Metcalf. If you can squeeze him in there, thinking of the last person to put in there. He's very cheap as well. He's only 9'6" as a captain and 6'4" as a flex, and that is on DraftKings. I'll let Matt tell you on FanDuel.
Yeah, he's 8,000 on FanDuel.
Very cheap,
yeah,
man.
just very cheap.
Very cheap.
8,000. That's really not.
And FanDuel, that's
that
8,000 regular. You put them as MVPs, 8 racks.
Yeah.
Put them
MVP's
at
8
regular,
racks.
8 racks. So,
8 racks regardless. So
look, don't sleep on my rookie on the rise, man.
yeah.
You already know DK Metcalf. I think he gets something this game, tomorrow. I think he gonna get something.
For real. No. I think he's gonna have a good game. You know, they're gonna focus on Tyler Lockett, especially having the good games he's had.
And Disley.
And Disley. So it's gonna be up to him.
Else,
it's gonna be up to him to, you know, get those big plays when they're double covering them guys. So, you know, I expect Russell Wilson. He's a smart quarterback. He knows that. And I expect him to be looking DK Metcalf's way. And I expect DK to get open.
One more stat about Russell Wilson. 100 passer rating last 4 weeks. Only 4 weeks we played. So, Russell Wilson, y'all, man. Does that get reversed on prime time? Or does he snap again? Keep it going. But anyway, let's get to these picks and get up out of here. Put it on the mag.
Oh, man. I've been struggling with this all day. Like, who am I pick? Seahawks, Rams, Seahawks, Rams. Which one? Tonight, I'm going to have to go with my man Russell Wilson. I'm going with the Hawks for Thursday night. I like Russell Wilson. Always been one of my favorite players, and that's what it came down to. I like him more than I like golf, so I'm going with my man Russell. Feel me? If I lose with him, I'm okay. If I lose picking golf, I'm not going to be okay. I'm going to be mad, so I'd rather be okay.
Man, I really think it does come down to the wire. Seattle's hot right now, but the Rams is hot in another way. I think they're upset. Like, they lost to Tampa. So I'll flip it. I'll go to Rams off of Jared Goff, who plays pretty well in primetime games. So maybe he does continue. Maybe
outside the Super Bowl.
We're definitely not talking about the Super Bowl.
Outside the Super Bowl, he's a good primetime player.
Oh, I was about to come at y'all whole team about the Super Bowl, but yeah, I'll go with the Rams. Why not? Go with the Rams tomorrow. But man, make sure you put them picks down that we try to help y'all out with, give y'all some advice. But also, one more thing before we get out of here. This is one of those games you got to put in a couple lineups.
Yeah.
One of those lineups is not going to work because there's so many things that can happen, so many different players out there. Jared Goff targets alone. So, there's a couple people we didn't say that you should be thinking about.
Cooper Kupps and
Cooking and like
Brandon Cooks. They have a lot of players. They have a lot of players.
Target right now.
So
Evan Woods. So
you don't know which one's going to have the latter day. Not only with the targets, but just breaking tackles and might get a catch and go for 45 extra yards.
Right.
And somebody else doesn't do that. So it's like, all right, well, you know what I'm saying? The targets might have evened out, but this person was a little shiftier with the day and got more yardage. So yeah, definitely could have a couple lineups in there. I would definitely say that.
For real? Man, I really see the defense is going off. I can't wait though, man. It's DFS Stats and Facts.
With Mag and Mac.
Mac and Mag, and we out.
Swapping at the end of the joint, you did.
Oh, you can swap it? No, we're not swapping.
See ya.